next alum comes from another degree program associated with industrial and systems engineering, and that's the furniture manufacturing and management degree that was in existence for many years, which was, and you, of course, many of you realize that furniture, as well as several other industries, manufacturing, textiles, agriculture, very important to the state of North Carolina. That degree was sunsetted in the 1990s because there's not an accreditation program for it, but furniture alumni who graduated from that and work in that field are still important to North Carolina and to industrial and systems engineering. Now, I will tell you that alumnus Ed Neill is, he will downplay his contributions if you speak to him, but I know from talking with alums in the area and others, he's done a lot of work, and he's going to tell you a little bit about his career, so I won't talk about that a whole lot, but I will say that he has helped to revitalize Hickory, North Carolina in major ways, and the city, as it looks today, it would not look like that, I believe, if it were not, at least in part, the contributions of alumnus Neill. The other thing I will tell you, you may see some information in your bio. He is renowned for his water sports, in particular slalom, and both he and his son Clay were national champions in the same year, the only father-son duo to both be national champions in slalom in water skiing sports, and so that's exciting. The one other thing I will warn you about Mr. Neill, he's a bit like my spouse. I have to take what he says and maybe consider discounting just a little bit of it to try to get the truth of the matter. So I'll set that up before he tells his stories, just in case. So please join me in congratulating Ed Neill for his work and contributions to Hickory and beyond.
All the folks that are being honored here today. I want to thank Dr. Julie Swan, and it was great to meet Bailey and Karen and all the folks on the advisory committee. I think my job here today is to defend their honor. I'm proud to have 3 generations of Wolfpack here. My son Clay, granddaughter Mary Grace, and my guardian angel, my wife Rita. I was the most surprised, I'm sure, of all the candidates. And I had to ask myself why and how. When I was about 12, I did invent something. I won't share that. But somebody told me I should be an engineer. And I threw a pretty good baseball game one time in the Greensboro newspaper, called me Clever Ed. And then the Hickory Tornadoes were the state champions one year that I was playing. And I kind of got used to enjoying success. And then I got to NC State. And then I learned to appreciate and fear and dread the prospect of failure. The punch cards, calculus, chemistry. Thin the herd is the motto of the freshman class. But I stuck it out, and one thing, I squandered my curriculum, my degree. I only spent 2 years in furniture. But I did survive, and I'm on the way back for my sophomore year with my best friend. And he says, that Rita Spencer's working in Raleigh. And I knew her in high school, but I was too young for her to pay me any attention. And he said, I'm gonna marry her. And I said, no, you're not, I am. And we had a big debate about that. And I married her. Well, when it was time to graduate and find a career, I thought maybe he won. I chose furniture because company Hickory had an airplane, and my girlfriend's father had taught me to fly, and he was flying that airplane. I said, well, I get out of NC State, I'll go to work for them. I spend some time in that airplane. Well, they sold the company while I was down here. And I said, well, I'll just be a pilot for Piedmont Aviation. My guardian angel said, I don't want to be married to a pilot. Well, that's fine, because Bernhardt shows up with their airplane in Raleigh and takes 5 or 6 of the FMN guys to the morgue. And everybody gets off the plane with me. I'm talking to the pilot. But the van leaves, so I get in Mr. Bernhardt's Corvette, and we have a little chat. About a month later, I get a Dear John letter from Bernhardt that says, we don't want you to be an engineer, we want you to go into the sales department. Well, that's the difference between $10,000 a year and $100,000 a year. My guardian angel says, I don't want to be married to a salesman. What my guardian angel did for me was get me home. And that's what FMM was to me here. It was home. It wasn't the class of 200 that was going to thin the crowd. It was a close-knit group. And although I squandered my degree, I did learn something very important down here. Do whatever is necessary, and that's been my motto. Jim Matlano said never give up. But what I've carried through my career was do whatever was necessary. And my son spent some 24-hour work days with me, learning what that means. So what I have accomplished, and while Larry Bowman, I guess, was brave enough to nominate me, I had to stop and answer to myself, how and why. And by luck, the October edition of the Progressive Farmer shows up. And it made me realize why. A man travels the world over in search of what he needs and returns home to find it. There's something that happens to you when you come back to your hometown. The love and the debt that I feel for my home state, you always want your hometown to be the proudest of you. Keep going until your efforts start to make things better in your hometown. That's what I was doing unconsciously, not aware of it, and not intending to run for any political office. So I've probably served on every committee in the last 45, 50 years that's ever been formed in the city of Hickory and Catawba County, and caught a little flack for it because it came with its distractions. Sometimes I was recruited, sometimes I volunteered, and sometimes I forced my way onto a committee. The Target Distribution Center that's built in Catawba County wouldn't be there if I hadn't bought a $900 plane ticket and flew home to bail out the EBC guy. Our air quality committee would have made a terrible mistake if I hadn't forced my way onto the committee. I've testified before the Environmental Management Commission for the benefit of the state of North Carolina. My good friend Byron Bean was here, and he was trying to donate 210 acres to the county, and the county manager didn't like parks, and I got that fixed, so now it's part of the park system. An old friend asked me to put some apartments across from Catawba Valley at a community college because the students were scattered all over town. So we delivered 304 apartment units straight across the street from Catawba Valley to community college. The city of Hickory asked us to bring a national home builder to Hickory because they 2,000 homes short of supply and creating 3 jobs for every housing unit. So we so far have delivered 557 family lots. I never forgot my freshman year, and I never stopped being mortified of failure. But I realized in the reflection, and I want to thank you for the process that made me realize the generous spirit and the love of home and state has helped me with the help of my general manager, who's still with me. We got on Clay's age, that graduated from state in geology. He's been with us for 40-something years. That we together have created a company that's a force for good, that's accomplished great things for the employees and the surrounding community. So I didn't come here to brag, I came here to defend Larry Bowman and the rest of the community.